I was 45 years old, sitting in a quiet, softly lit doctor's office, when the word was finally spoken: ADHD. The sound of it hung in the air, both a heavy weight, a sudden, incredible lightness. For a moment, a wave of pure, unadulterated relief washed over me, but just as quickly, a cold spike of fear followed. The symptoms of ADHD in midlife women are often a quiet storm, raging quietly inside, showing only subtle ripples on the surface. One of the most common is feeling overwhelmed. A simple task like planning dinner can feel like climbing a mountain. What to cook? Checking the pantry? Making a grocery list? Going to the store? Actually preparing the meal? This isn't about laziness. It's about the brain's difficulty with organizing, sequencing, initiating tasks. Another common symptom is emotional dysregulation, sudden irritability over something small, intense feelings of rejection from a casual comment. It's not being too sensitive. It's the ADHD brain struggling to moderate emotions, making life feel like a constant, unpredictable roller coaster. Why is diagnosis so late for so many? Because of societal expectations and gender bias. Girls become people pleasers, perfectionists, masking difficulties with focus. Imagine Sarah, 48, recently diagnosed. She walks into the kitchen to unload the dishwasher. She sees a pile of mail. She starts sorting it, finds a bill, remembers to call the credit card company. She's on hold, notices crumbs on the floor, grabs the broom. By the time her husband comes home, the dishwasher is still full, the mail is scattered, the bill is unpaid. He sees a trail of unfinished tasks. For Sarah, competing high-priority signals were driving her brain. For her husband, it looks like distraction and failure to follow through. That disconnect erodes trust and intimacy. These moments create a cycle of misunderstanding and resentment. Consider Maria, 52, with time blindness. She cannot gauge how long a task will take. She thinks she has plenty of time. She gets lost organizing a single drawer. They are 45 minutes late. Her spouse feels disrespected and embarrassed. The phrase, "just try harder," is perhaps one of the most damaging things you can say to a person with ADHD, especially a woman who has spent her life doing exactly that. It implies that her struggle is a choice, a matter of willpower, rather than a matter of neurology. For decades, she has been her own harshest critic, telling herself to focus more, be more organized, simply be better. She has tried planners, apps, self-help books, often with limited success. One of the most significant reasons spouses fail to understand is a fundamental lack of accurate information. The popular conception of ADHD is still a hyperactive young boy who can't sit still. Many adults have never seen the modern view of ADHD as a complex spectrum disorder. It involves executive functions, emotional regulation, attention, in both sexes and all ages. But you're not hyperactive. You can read for hours. That's hyperfocus. Inattentive symptoms and internal restlessness often aren't visible. Wrong mental models lead to dismissing the diagnosis as an excuse. The non-ADHD partner may be burned out from carrying the mental load and feel unappreciated. The diagnosis can trigger defensiveness. Everyone is a little forgetful. You're avoiding responsibility. A broken leg is visible, resisting impulses is not. This gap in lived experience can only be bridged with education and a commitment to believe each other's realities. The first step is to replace blame with facts, gently and consistently. Choose a calm moment. Use I statements. Invite curiosity, not defensiveness. Make learning a team sport. Watch a 10-minute video together or read a chapter a week. Attend one appointment together so a neutral expert can explain and answer questions. Collaborate on changing the environment, not the person. Systems that support the ADHD brain. Use timers and shared lists to reduce cognitive load and share responsibility. In the end, the path forward is paved with empathy and self-compassion. Forgive a past you didn't understand. Schedule rest as a necessity. Lean into strengths, creative, intuitive, energetic. Compassion must include the spouse. Their frustration and exhaustion are valid. Small, consistent changes reduce friction and rebuild trust. Every small win, a bill paid, a kind conversation, rebuilds the bond. A late ADHD diagnosis is an open door, a name for a brain difference and a chance to write a new chapter.